So I think that we have two of the three. Oh, sorry. So we have all three on our side anyway of the streaming saying it's live. I'll get some confirmation from our production staff to see if we are going live. If we're actually live. And once we are, then we'll start the live demo for TechIDManager for May 1st, 2025. Hey, we got the thumbs up. This is great because last time we did a live for PAMcast, which is our monthly What's Changed with TechIDManager. Last month when we did that, one of the channels that we streamed to didn't go live. Terrible debacle. Anyway, we think we've fixed all those issues now. Just maybe some setup issues with restreaming. I don't know. So we're ready. This is the public demo for TechIDManager. This is for people who are curious what TechIDManager is, curious what TechIDManager does, and wants to see it. So we're going to talk a little bit about who I am, why TechIDManager exists in the first place, what problems it solves for MSPs related to privileged account management, and then we'll get into it, actually show the product, show it live, show it working. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat down below and we'll answer them live. If not, if you're watching this recorded, then hopefully your questions get answered. And you're always welcome to go to ruffiansoftware.com or techidmanager.com and schedule a personal one-on-one demo, and me or one of their technical resources will get on the phone with you and we will show you and answer any questions that you have, whether they are questions about security, process, product, who we are as a company, any of those things, where it's used, some good use cases. We can answer all of those questions. We'd love to do that one-on-one. This is a public version of showing you what we are, high-level overview, giving you some a good look at the overall what the product does. So with all that said, we'll start down on what that is. Who am I? I'm Martin White. I'm the founder and CTO of Ruffian Software. Ruffian Software is the parent company. We write a product called TechIDManager, is one of the products we have. TechIDManager is a privileged account management package specifically for managed service providers. Why does this exist? Well, I worked at an MSP for about 12 years. When I was there, all the cybersecurity issues, cybersecurity frameworks came out, and people started trying to apply and adhere to them. And one of the biggest issues that I noticed was MSP technicians, when they accessed client infrastructures, computers, domains, networks, Azure tenants, they were sharing that administrator account. The account was named administrator or like MSP administrator, something along those lines. But every person, every technician was using the same account. At the same time, these technicians were telling the clients to not share accounts. So there's some irony there, some hypocrisy. So what really looked at this problem to solve it, what all the cybersecurity frameworks, SOC, HIPAA, SOC 2, HIPAA, NIST, PCI, CMMC, they all kind of say the same thing in different verbiage. But in essence, they say an account should belong to a person and you should never share that account. That means for MSPs, when technicians access client networks, the technician needs to log in with an account that is theirs. Their name on it, traceable to them, accountable to them, they're accountable, and you know everything that happens on that account is to them. This is just the way it should be. If you had unlimited manual time, if you had unlimited effort, of super cheap people to go do all these things, you would have your MSP technicians all go make an account for another technician. Everyone would have their own account. They'd all go rotate their passwords regularly. They'd all have MFA on those accounts. But you are an MSP. You're busy. You don't have that much manual effort. And a little bit of math says that you can't put that much effort into it. Like the MSP I worked for, we had 25 technicians and we serviced 400 plus clients. If we went to make an account for every technician at every place, and we did that manually, that'd be over 10,000 accounts to create, maintain. That's just an ungodly number of accounts to make and maintain manually. And if you're doing that manually, you're going to lose stuff. Accounts will be left open, passwords won't be rotated, accounts will be breached, you'll never know it. So what needs to happen there is automation is required. Every bit of that process that you would do manually is what TechIDManager automates plus more. We automate creating unique accounts for every technician. We automate rotating passwords on those accounts. We automate setting rights on those accounts. We do this in a variety of different ways. Just-in-time accounts, managed accounts, domain accounts, local machine accounts, Entra ID accounts, Office 365 accounts. We make and manage this plethora of accounts that technicians need to access client infrastructure. And we do it all with zero visibility storage, asymmetric encryption, and a very, very serious eye on security. So that even if we get hacked, you're safe. That's what we do. That's the high-level overview. If you have questions about it, put them in the chat and let me know. More specifically, TechIDManager does privileged account management. We do for MSP technicians with access client networks, we can make them unique accounts. We can make these automatically, one per technician. We can help you share these accounts. Even though we say you should stop sharing admin accounts, it's our slogan. There are times that you have to. For licensing reasons, technological reasons, business reasons, whatever, sometimes you're forced to share administrative accounts. We can help you do that by taking over those accounts, rotating passwords on it, making sure they stay protected. We can do this for a variety of places, and we can even do it just in time if that is what you and your security infrastructure want. We can also do it managed, so the accounts are always available. Really up to you. The way we do this, there are really three pieces that work together. There's the tech client, there's the tech portal, and the TechID agents. Each one of those does a different job in the system to facilitate all of this working together. And they all work via an open REST API that you can write your own interface and stuff to do to help automate even more tasks. Tie it into whatever you want to tie it into. All right? So let me show you what it looks like here. This is the tech client. This is the piece of software that runs on the technician's computer. It runs on the technician's computer because of the efficiency that that'll grant an application to interact with other applications, the security that is the asymmetric encryption and encryption keys that are stored directly on that computer so that information is only accessible by that technician on that computer. You can share those keys with different computers if the technician uses more than one computer. There's also a mobile app, iOS and Android, and there's also a Mac OS version of this. So whatever platform your technicians are using, we run on, we can help with. The way that a technician uses these credentials, every line here is one place that TechIDManager has made or maintains an account for me as a technician. There are a bunch of different places. First, I'll show you how one can use these accounts, and then we'll talk about what all these lines mean and cover this in more detail. What I have here, this is ConnectWise Control. Screen Connect if you've been around longer in the industry. Using this to remote into a machine. This, what I'm about to show you, works with every remote connection tool. RDP, Kaseya, Ninja One, all of them. Screen Connect, LogMeIn, PC Anywhere, whatever you want, even Hyper-V terminals, whatever. You get, or even UAC prompts. You get to the spot where, as a technician, I need access to this machine, router, infrastructure, and Entra ID tenant, whatever. I need a username and password on that network in that authentication source. I can see that this is the 𝗫 domain. I, as a technician, bring up the tech client. Somewhere in here is a credential for the 𝗫 domain. I could scroll down, I could type here, I could search for it. But if I just click this search button, the tech client will go out on my computer, look at all the windows I have open, make an intelligent guess about which ones are remote connection tools and what set of credentials I need right now to access what I have open. The tech client says, of all the stuff you have open on your computer right now, this is probably a remote connection tool right here, and you probably need this 𝗫 credential. I do. My username is right here. My password is hidden. I could see it if I wanted. I could copy that username, paste in there, copy that password more easily. I just want to tell it to directly inject my credentials in that window and get me logged in. So I tell it to send both those credentials. Boom. It will automatically inject my username and my password. They got rotated sometime in the last 24 hours. Will rotate again in the next 24 hours. In that machine, get me logged in with rights that are specifically set by a manager for my access to this location. If I should be just user administrator, that's all I am. If I should be global administrator, that's what I am. If I should be just a SharePoint administrator or a database administrator, whatever rights I should have, those are the rights I have. We don't require, everybody only gets the rights they have, which really adheres to least privileged security, which is very important in the modern context. You don't want to give somebody more permission they should have. So now I'm logged in. I can do whatever it is I need, as long as I have rights to do it on this machine. So coming back here, this is this 𝗫 account. We can see that this is a domain account that is unique to me, and it is always enabled. Password rotates every 24 hours. The account stays protected. There are other types of accounts, like this W10 Goldfish machine /administrator. This is one of our local machine accounts that is shared between people. It's on the 𝗬𝗃𝗁𝗁 machine. It's named administrator. We rotate the password on that every 24 hours, and you can choose what set of technicians at your MSP are able to see this account. This is available online. This is available offline. So if that goldfish machine loses its network connection, I as a technician walk up. I can pull out my mobile device, find this account, show it, type in my password, which is spooky eligible douche flaky pod.pipe85. We can do both random and word-based passwords. So I can just type this in and I can get logged in without the machine being on the internet and without me being on the internet either. So in addition to that, we can also do just-in-time accounts. Like, we can do them on domains. I'll show you this Azure just-in-time account. This is for martin.mit@techidmanager.microsoft.com. I click enable. Sometime in the next 60 seconds, TechIDManager will enable this account, create it if it doesn't exist, enable it, set the rights that are specific to me at that location, and make up a brand new random password, whether it's word-based or full random, encrypt it and send it back so that just I can see it. That password will stay enabled for some duration of time. By default, that is 2 hours. That can be longer, shorter, whatever you want. After that duration of time, that account is automatically disabled. All the rights are removed from it. A password is set on that account that is never told to anyone. But it is very important that now that account is disabled, no rights, and the password nobody knows, but it's still there. So that next time I as a technician need access to the same place, that same account is then re-enabled. So you get the same UUID, the same name, continuity of tracing and logging between accesses, even with just-in-time accounts. We can also do that for domain accounts. We can enable those so that even on a domain machine or even a local account, we can enable those just in time. If you get near the end of that time frame, you can extend that access, whatever it is you want. So those are the managed accounts that we have. We make these accounts, we rotate passwords on them, we do full account management, privileged account management on these accounts. We also, because we have all this passwords for all this technician access into client infrastructure, partners came to us and said, hey, we love the zero visibility storage, the fact that you are storing all these credentials that you can't read. We don't have the encryption keys to decrypt these credentials. They said, can you make both a personal password vault and a shareable password vault for that? So we have this user password vault. These passwords are specific to me. I put these in here. These are passwords I can do whatever I want with. We can do the same injection into web browsers, into remote terminals, and wherever need be. And we also have a vault of passwords. Each vault is a cryptographically secure entity that can have as many passwords in it as you want. At the vault level, you can determine who can see the vault, who can see the vault exists, and who can't see the vault. And if somebody can see it exists, but they can't decrypt the credentials in it. Like this Jeep firewall password. I can see it's in here. I can see the admin username for it. I can see the password. If there's TOTP stored with it, I can get that out also. There are other credentials, like Emily's password here. I know that that password exists. If I get to a spot in my workflow where, I need this password, I can know that it's here. I know that we as an MSP have this password, but I am not allowed access to it. So I can then go to my manager and say, hey, manager, there's this password in Emily's vault that I can't see. Can you either give me access to that or get somebody who is allowed to see that, has access to it, to do whatever it is that I am supposed to be doing that I don't have permission to do? This is one of the things that is really, there are a couple spots in the product where these subconscious things come in and you're like, oh, this is here. Somebody else needs to do this because I don't have permission. It's not you're not good enough to do it, but it's like, oh, we already know this is a company. We're a company place. This other person can do these things. There's a lot of subtle stuff like that throughout the product. If there are websites that these shared passwords are tied to, you can just click on it and take you straight to them. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There's TOTP stored with these. If you want, you can store TOTP and share it with these. All kinds of things like that. The Tacoma account is now enabled. usable wherever it's usable. There are lots of little things also. So that's like a major overview. With managed passwords, we do that in a variety of different ways on a variety of different places. Personal passwords, and then vaults of passwords you can share between people. We can also do, for the accounts that we manage, we can do forced password rotation. So like this 𝗫 password that I just used. Let's say I put that password somewhere, somebody saw me type it in, somebody looked over my shoulder. I think that that password has been compromised in some way. Even though it's going to rotate in the next 24 hours automatically, I can click this button and force a password rotation sometime in the next 60 seconds. There's also a full history for all of these passwords. Like if I want to see the history of my password for server, this is my history of password for that machine, for our Hyper-V host that's hosting all these things. Interesting point with histories and logs, we never throw those away. We keep logs and history forever. Server space is cheap. There's no reason as a SaaS vendor we should throw it away. We charge you an appropriate amount to make that viable. It comes with the product. We never throw it away. Speaking of those logs, so there's the management console. Make sure I'm appropriately logged in here. When you log into the management console, you have texts and agents and all the things that you would expect to see. You also have reports. The most interesting is this activity log report. You can see in the activity log everything that happens in the system. Even just during this demo, you can see that I sent both credentials for 𝗫 to get logged in. I made a just-in-time enable request. It got enabled. I made another request. It got enabled. I tried to view what was in Emily's password vault, but I couldn't see it. I only tried to view it. And then we can see I requested the password rotation for 𝗫. So that password is going to be rotated with a forced password rotation. Everything that happens in the system is logged and fully viewable. Oh, here's an interesting one. There's a one-time share that happened here. David viewed a managed password that Martin shared. Martin shared this managed password from Tacoma.net MSP admin with user David. One-time sharing is, there are times you have to send a password to somebody. It's not the right thing to do, but we know you're going to do it. So we have provided you this little button right here, which you can enable and disable as a company. But this will let you securely one-time send the current password to somebody so that they can use it. Outside vendor, somebody on site that might need access, a user of a system might need administrative access for a temporary use for something. You can send them that, and then you can force the password rotation when you think that they're done. All of that, all these things that have been built up over time as we've interacted with MSPs, they've told us what they need, we add it to the product, there's organization. That's, that's a broad stroke of what TechIDManager does. It's a broad stroke of the tech client, a broad stroke of the management console with a few of the things it does, where you can see vaults. Look at this test vault, and you can see what the credentials are in there, but you can't see the values of them. You can see the metadata about them, and you can see who has access to this vault, make it hidden or visible, all of those kinds of things. That is, on the high level, an overview of TechIDManager, why it exists, what it does for an MSP. For an MSP, it does privileged account management, control technician access to your clients' networks to make that as safe and secure and as security framework compliant as possible. Does everything that you think might be needed manually. We automate all those steps. That's what we do. It is very straightforward, very solid. We have hundreds of millions of passwords from around the world stored on infrastructure. And they're all stored, not how much I can emphasize this, how important it is. It's all stored in a zero visibility way, though with asymmetric encryption so that each credential is only decryptable by the technician that should use it. That means that even I, as founder of the product with God level access to our whole infrastructure, I can't get any of your credentials. I can't read them. All I can see is some encrypted text because I don't have the keys to decrypt them. That is such a minutia of technical detail, but so corely important to the actual implementation of security and data security as an MSP, especially when you are holding the keys to the kingdom to all of your clients. If you have any questions about that, contact us, book a demo, let's talk about it and show it to you. We'll discuss the technical details ad nauseum because I love them. Broad stroke, you can also self-host this product if you are in one of the more tight security frameworks like CMMC Level 2 or your DoD, or you have some reason that you want to be in physical control of the data. The whole product is self-hostable by you. Talk to us. We'll figure that out. We have a bunch of clients that do it now, a bunch of partners that do it now. We'll help you do it. Gives you all of that security and control, both electronically and physically. So that's the high-level 20-minute overview pitch of TechIDManager. Love to talk to you in more detail. You can go to TechIDManager.com. There are request buttons. There's install instructions. I can actually bring that up, can't I? Let me just do that real quick. There, TechIDManager.com. There are install instructions. All the releases are listed there. We have how-to articles. We have documentation on the REST API. Pricing is even there. If you want to see pricing, we are one of the few companies that is transparent enough to list both pricing, full technical documentation, install executables, everything is available on our website. So as much as you want to look through and learn about the product before you do it, you can even install it all by yourself. We do love to do white glove installs, so if you want to schedule one of those, do it. A bunch of articles, a bunch of support. We're here to help. If you have any questions, let me know or let us know. Contact sales@techidmanager.com. And I don't see any questions that need answering, so y'all have a great day. Look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.